It's been quite a while since I last shared any progress on the Hamilton sensitive drill press. So this is number 4 in the series. What I've done recently is you can see I've rewired the motor, the 6 horsepower motor that came with it. This is an old GE motor with a attached switch. I was able to rewire this with some insulated terminals. These guys, just a cheap set that I got from Harbor Freight or somewhere similar. The ring terminals with ring terminals. Anyhow, so I rewired it with 14 gauge wire and one of these industrial three-prong connectors. This is 4 conductor wire. It has white, black, green, and red. I didn't use the red. That's for 3-phase power. So I just cut off the red on either side, flush with the rubber. Didn't need it. However, when it was wired up before, there was no ground. So what I did is I put a ground connector right in back of this the cover for the switch. So that way, this way it's grounded now. One thing I wanted to do is I wanted to review the crimper that I'm using. I've always used these Klein style crimpers. You've seen these. I still use it to strip on this side, on the back side, but I don't use the crimpers anymore. As from what I've heard or what I've learned on the internet, these ratcheting crimpers are so much better. You can see I have a ring terminal in here. You basically put, there's one right way to put this in. The blue is for 14 to 16 gauge wire. So what I did, you put this in, squeeze it down before you put the wire in, and if it comes out right, what you'll see is you will see a little more of a crimp over here on the business end where the wire goes to the actually gets connected to the ring connector, and this is more of just like a just a crimp to for strain relief for the insulation. So anyhow, so if I put this in, let me see if I can do this handheld. Yeah, so if I put this right in here, and you can see right here that I'm showing quite a bit of conductor on this side. Okay, so I'm going to bring it in a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so it's just sticking out a little bit right here. You want to make sure you have some connector on this side so that it's in firmly. So what I'll do now, notice I'm already holding the terminal with one click of the ratchet, and now I'm going to complete the ratcheting action to the end. And then when I release it, you will see that I have a very secure connection. If you try to pull that out in the vise or just by hand, you can't pull it out. From what I've read on the internet, I don't know if this is just marketing BS or it's actually true. At least for maybe not for the insulated, but at least for the non-insulated terminals, the force is so great that actually it bonds the metal. It actually bonds the copper to the metal in the terminal. I'm not sure if I believe that, but it may be true. Anyhow, the crimping connectors are just the ratcheting crimpers are so much better, I think, than these standard Kleins. I still use the Kleins, like I said, for stripping. I don't use an automatic stripper, and I find these. I think these are bypass pliers. I find these very helpful in addition to either cut cable or to cut wires, because they come with 2 different size blades, as you can see. These I find very helpful. These are just cheap Ace pliers. The Wi-Fi, I have no financial connection to these guys. I'm not getting reimbursed. I just found this set on Amazon and it got extremely good reviews. So you, in this set for I think about $73, $74, you get the crimpers with 4 different kinds of dies. There's insulated, non-insulated, non-insulated, and ferrules, and also for the heat shrink. The one I have right up here, I believe, is heat shrink. So anyway, you get 4 sets of dies. You get the crimper. Also, they do make. I didn't see any insulated, just plain old insulated terminals, but they do sell heat shrink connectors. I didn't use heat shrink connectors in the motor because in here, the problem is it's very tight in here. You have old wiring, old cloth and asphalt wiring. I don't want to put a heat gun or a flame in there. So all you have the wires in the motor that are connected. They're just twisted together and are on top of washers and nuts. So that's how they're held together. They're just twisted and screwed in place. So I didn't want to disturb the existing motor wiring. There was one wire down here at the bottom that I actually had to put a connector on, and it was a little tricky to get on the old wiring. It's tricky to get the insulation off cleanly without cutting any of the copper strands. So anyway, I put a 9-foot cord on, brand new cord, 14 gauge cord. This is a Pass and Seymour plug. 3-terminal plug. Hubble is another one. Leviton has their own. I think that's from Home Depot. I don't have a preference, but anytime I buy a machine tool that has a motor, if the wiring doesn't look absolutely pristine, I always rewire it myself. Just for an additional safety and peace of mind. So anyhow, that's all I have for now. Thank you.